Papa John's Pizza, and it's right there. Huh?
What is it? Because when you don't want to touch people because you are
germaphobe.
Germaphobe.
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that.
He once called me a homophobe. I said, no, it's a germaphobe. Now, you were here a couple of months ago. I can't remember. You did not want the pizza, right? Because you're in training. Is that the deal?
No, I just don't eat pork.
You don't?
Well, I don't know that there's pork in there.
There's pork on there.
There was pork on the last one.
Well, maybe there's not on this one. Let's see.
Let's see.
We eat a piece of cheese pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the dessert,
There's
man.
no pork in
There's no pork in
there's no pork in brownie.
Let's see what the pizza is today. That looks like pork to me.
Meat lovers, except for him. All right. Of course, David has played safety for the Broncos for the last 6 years, going into his 7th year in the NFL out of Notre Dame. And you mind if we talk a little Deflategate? I don't know how much you feel like talking about it, what you can say. You might not want to go too far, but
he's an honest,
I'm going to ask the question anyway. Did Tom Brady get what he deserved?
Yeah, everybody gets punished, for cheating or any off the field activities, whether it's substance abuse or, hitting your wife or girlfriend. Everybody gets punished, and I feel like it is kind of bizarre that he gets the same punishment that Ray Rice got with 4-game suspension, but you do wrong, you do get punished. And I think the NFL definitely did what they needed to do.
I got an email today and it said, I haven't heard players say that they could ever tell the difference in the ball. I'm going to ask you straight out. Have you ever picked up a ball or after an interception or fumble recovery or just picked up a ball on the field and handed it to the official or tossed it over the side and you went, well, that ball feels funny? Or do they all just feel the same to you?
They feel roughly the same to me, except for when it's like very, very cold outside. And then, you could tell, if there's a ball that's under inflated or it's, full of the air and it's just like hitting your hand up against a brick every time Brock or Peyton throws the ball hard as they can.
The ball gets hard, does it not?
Yeah.
And I would be surprised that it would feel on a really, really cold day that I guess you could tell if it was
if it's a cold day, you can feel some type of give in the ball and squeeze it.
If you were in a court of law and I was the attorney, so I would say the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots were playing on a really cold day in New England. So if you intercepted a pass in the first half, as a member of the Colts did, and you went, boy, this ball feels a little underdeflated, would you report it to an official and say, this ball feels funky?
I got an interception? Yeah. I plead the fifth.
No. David, let me ask you this. You have played against the Patriots so many times.
Yeah.
Did your guys ever suspect anything funky was going on the other sideline, whether it be the balls or anything else? And have you experienced any of that on any level where somebody's doctoring the balls?
No, I've never experienced anything like that, and nor have we as a team ever complained about how that organization inflates their balls. We do complain about how the stadium's built and how it's just built as a wind tunnel, and it's just the coldest
like
thing
New
ever.
England,
yeah.
And for people who don't know, and all of us have been there a number of times, you more than us, I would guess. But I was there before you were, that it's open on that one end, and it's built in a bowl, and a wind just comes past that scoreboard and that whole area and comes into that stadium, and it's just cold. Cleveland's the only other place I've ever compared it to. Yeah. Maybe
the old Meadowlands.
Maybe where you played the Super Bowl, and it wasn't as cold as maybe people thought it was going to be, but that's another one in New Jersey that's really cold.
The old Meadowlands used to be like that. And they'd open the doors at one end. Oh, man. So that really caused the wind to swirl.
Yeah,
I'll tell
you about anything about the Patriots? I mean, with their record, you never suspect. Your team didn't take extra precaution when you played the Patriots in any way, shape, or form?
No. We always thought they just found a way to win.
Well,
and now we know that it was cheating.
They did. Al Davis was considered a cheater. But it was not in terms of he was always accused of having the team the groundskeepers water the field before a game if they were playing a fast team. And opposing coaches always thought they had microphones in the locker room to pick up stuff. And there was a coach that went in at halftime and he said, "Can you hear me, Al?" And they would actually check throughout. They would check to make sure. Switching it a little bit, has there been a time where you guys knew what the play calls were on the other team? Because the Seattle Seahawks said in the Super Bowl they knew what plays were coming, that they had picked up the signals. Have you ever had a situation? I'm sure that you.
Sure, when
you know
Josh
what teams
McDaniels
were
here
going.
during Spygate.
Yeah, I do remember that when we were in London. I do
But
remember that.
Do you guys smile at each other and go, "We know what's coming"?
Oh yeah, when quarterbacks do certain checks, and they of course change it every game. But when you get a beat on it, like by the second quarter, and then you can start seeing the quarterback do this. Instead of a fade with how it was the last time you played a team, it could be a slant. You just have a chance to jump that route.
Were you hoping Brady would get a 10-game suspension because you're the 10th game on their schedule?
You know what? Some of my friends did say that. Like, why they suspend them 4? Why not the whole season or something like that? I was like, I told them, honestly, I'd like to beat the Patriots when their best players there.
Do you think that this helps not just the Broncos' cause, but every team's cause in the AFC, because their record might not be as good after 4 games as it might have been with Brady at quarterback?
Honestly, it's going to be based on how he does when he comes back, honestly, because you've seen teams get into the playoffs 8-8 and still win the Super Bowl with the Giants a few
and
years ago.
historically.
The Patriots last year got off to an 0-2 start. So
Yeah, they were
it's not
slow,
like
too.
they're-
They were 2-2 at one point,
Yeah.
and their 4th game was a terrible loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. It was like 41-13, and
yeah.
there have been other seasons where they've gotten off to 2-2, and I believe even a 1-3 start, and ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So look, as long as he's in that lineup for 3/4 of the season,
Yeah.
they're going to have a chance. Let me show you some Super Bowl odds, though,
All right.
because Vegas has come through with the latest Super Bowl odds. This is from Bovada. The Patriots started out at 8-1. After yesterday's suspension, they are now down to 10-1, and the Broncos were at 12-1. They're now at 11-1. So it did help the Broncos a little bit,
That doesn't make
and it
any
did hurt
sense
the
to me.
Patriots.
Okay, so they got into trouble in the Broncos suddenly, or 11.
Well, yeah, because they're an AFC team, and they're one of the Broncos' chief rivals. Our friends at Westgate and our buddy Jay Cornegay, who's the vice president of race and sports operations, he told me that the Patriots are still very heavy favorites to win the AFC East.
Oh, what a
they're at 5-8 now, down from 5-9. Miami is next at 7-2, and their over/under win total. You love talking gambling, don't you? They're over.
Hands are
You won't
itching.
get in any trouble
Hands
for
are
that.
itching.
The over/under win total for the Patriots this year was 10.5. It's down to 10. That's at Westgate.
I want to change the subject. We had Joel Dreesen here last year at the end of the season, and he had played for Gary Kubiak, and he said, even though he's soft-spoken,
Yeah.
and he's not a guy that's a screamer or a hollerer, he said, when he gets through talking to you, you'd want to run through a brick wall for him. Are you getting an impression about Kubiak and what kind of coach he is going to be? And would you agree, even though you haven't gotten into a game situation or an important game with Gary Kubiak, but is there a side of Gary Kubiak that a lot of people don't see, that he is a lot more intense than he comes across as the nice,
Soft-spoken.
guy?
Oh, he's definitely got a stare that just tells you that he's all about business. When
The
he's out there
look.
on the field and we're out there going through our drills, and you just turn around, you'll see him right there, and he's just staring so intense. And you're like, okay, well, if he's about business just standing there, we have to be about business, going about our business on the field.
I know it's early, and you're not in pads, but can you feel a difference between Kubiak and John Fox and their staffs?
And Wade Phillips and Jack Del Rio.
and what it feels like?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference, not just, their personality or, versus Fox being, a little louder and a little more goofy and joking around with guys, and Coobs being the quiet, soft-spoken one. But just their teaching method is a lot different. Just how they coach is a lot different. So it's been a change of pace for me, because again, I had Fox for 4 years, and
Right.
I had Jack for 3, and I finally had a D coordinator longer than 1 year. So
How about the crispness of practices so far? Can you feel a difference in how crisp they run?
It's pretty crisp. Everything is on a schedule. We're tying it down, and we're behind the 8 ball, starting with a new head coach, and we're just trying to make up as much ground as possible because all these other teams that we play have the same offensive coordinator or defense coordinator or same head coach,
plus
so
you
they
have
have
a
the
new
same
defense.
yeah.
3-4 as opposed to the 4-3 run.
I think we kind of played like a 2-5 last year anyway. D-Ware was standing up and Vaughn was standing up too.
They're all hybrids these days.
And we had
line up different every play.
We had another safety, and I won't say his name, but his initials are TJ. And he said, now maybe I can play safety. I was playing linebacker last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't worry. He's still going to be playing some linebacker. He played it well. Why not?
He hits too hard to pull him away from the line.
Do you feel in your own situation, though, that with fresh people, even though you went through all those defensive coordinators, that they're looking at you more objectively than being pigeonholed, boxed before, he's the greatest special teams player in the league, and he's a backup safety. You feel like you're getting a new awakening with these guys?
I feel like I have an opportunity. I definitely feel like I have an opportunity. And I feel like, of course, they see me still as a special teams guy. I still see myself as one, but I also see myself as a guy who could potentially start for this team or any team for that matter.
Isn't there a point in your career where you just say, okay, I've done the special teams thing. Enough of this crap.
It's honestly not crap to me because I've been in the league.
Living, hey?
I've been in the league for 7 years.
You know what I'm saying.
And because there's been a lot of guys who've been drafted before me in the same class who are out of the league who played the same position. So I take it as a blessing. It could be a blessing and a curse. But I see it more so as a blessing. And with this new coaching staff, I think I have an opportunity to crack into that starting lineup.
I was thinking more the curse end of things. This portion of the big stuff presented by the Celtic Tavern, the official sponsor of the Colorado Rapids soccer team. The Celtic provides a bus to every single Colorado Rapids home game. You can tailgate with all the Rapids fans 2 hours before kickoff. It's the Celtic Tavern, and it's located just 2 blocks west of Coors Field on Blake.
Yeah, I was thinking about, I said that to Peyton a couple of years ago. I said, your reputation is you're the best regular season quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Yeah,
and he looked at me like I had just pushed him very deeply into his chest. And so it's like when I say to you, you're the best special teams player in the world. Yeah, that's a great honor, except that's not the real honor you want, legacy that you want when you leave this game.
Yes.
And I would think there are 2 legacies you want to leave is winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And showing people that you belong on the field more.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. It's like I said, it's a blessing, it's a curse, but you don't enter the league just to make it day to day. You go into the league trying to be great and trying to be on that starting lineup and start 16 games to 20 games a year and hoist that trophy up at the end of it. So
sure. And the average shelf life for a player is, you mentioned it, guys who came in the league with you, it's 3.5, 4 years. And you have proved the doubters wrong over and over again because of your versatility, that you can play both safety positions. You are involved with, I think, just about all the special teams. I would guess the one I don't see you on the punt team much.
No, I'm on the punt. I'm the personal protector.
That's right. Because
I'm
you
not
had
on,
the
I'm
first,
not on field goal. Fake.
Big first down on the fake, Well, I think of Tim Tebow as a punt protector. That's what he was with the Jets, I think.
He was there with the Jets.
David, you're going in your 7th year. What are you doing differently to stay healthy, to stay on top of your game? Because it's such a tough game. I don't think people realize, not just physically, but mentally as well. So what do you do differently going into your 7th year to stay healthy in both regards versus what you were doing your first, second year in the league?
I love mental gymnastics. So as far as, with my brain and, mentally, I just feel like any chance I get to challenge myself, in that realm, I just love it. I embrace it. I embrace that opportunity, but you don't hit that rookie wall. You know how long the season is as you're older. Of course, there's more ice bags involved as you get older.
Longer to recover during the week?
Oh, my goodness. It takes so much to get warmed up now. I remember my first 2 years. Just get up, go out there. You ever see a cheetah stretch? Never. So that's how I was, not stretching. And now I'm like, oh, I got to stretch this. I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to stretch it anyway. So
when do you start feeling good? What day of the week after a Sunday game?
Oh,
Well, while you're thinking about
Wednesday
that,
morning.
we've had we've had players that say that when you played the Thursday night game that you're still in recovery.
oh yeah, you're
mode.
still sore. Yeah, you're still sore.
And the NFL doesn't really realize that. Antonio Smith said joining this team is the best array of defensive talent he's ever played with. He's been around the league. During your time here, is this now the best group of players that you've played with?
We have a lot of great players. I can't lie. It's going to be. We've had great defenses in years past as far as performance. So it's all going to be based on how well we come together. You know, it's all about becoming one unit. You know, we joke around as far as like the movie Drumline, one band, one sound. So we're just trying to mesh together and try to see how we work together and mesh, because, you know, guys come in, guys go. We have new rookies, seeing what everybody's role is, and we got to come together and realize we have one common goal and putting the pieces in the right place.
That's the point he made. He talks about all the Pro Bowlers that are on the defense and on the team, but it doesn't matter if you have an all-star team that it's
Exactly.
not meshing, and melding.
Well, and you lost a couple of guys who were long-time faces in that locker room, or provided veteran leadership. Guys like Terrence Knight and guys like Raheem Moore, who'd been there a long, long time. Are those voids being filled?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. We still have a lot of leaders. You know, Raheem was still relatively a young guy. We have a
Quieter locker room with him gone, isn't it?
There's not as many jokes like that anymore. But we have a lot of old heads on the team. You know, guys who can take over, like you mentioned, Antonio Smith and D. Ware and Vaughn and myself, and of course you have Peyton, the oldest of the old on the team, and Clady and Lou Vasquez, and you know we have leadership throughout there.
David Bruton Jr.
Yeah, he's old too. He's old too.
Is there a moment? Don't answer this. You see that Raheem Moore goes somewhere else and signs, and you go, yeah. Not because you didn't like him.
No,
It's a spot for me.
but you got to realize it's a business.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in this game long enough. You know, when somebody leaves, it's a door opening for somebody else, and I definitely see it as a door opening for me.
Choice, playing in the National Football League or being a school teacher, because he's done both, in case people don't know.
Well, you know, I choose playing in the National Football League. You know,
But when you were doing that, when you were substitute teaching during the off season, was that it had to be a nice touch for you, but actually dealing face to face with students today, or is that a real pain in the butt?
No, it was it was a lot of fun. To be honest with you, it touched me in a different way than, you know, just going out there and being around a football camp or something along those lines. You know, being able to teach those kids, you know, basic geography or calculus or whatever it is.
Calculus? You can teach people calculus?
The iPad came in handy that day. It came in handy.
But I did whatever I could to
I
avoid
still don't
calculus.
know some calculus.
I don't either.
But I managed to go through every day of my life without using calculus. I don't know. I mean, I guess we're learning more about PSI than we knew a year ago, are we?
Yeah.
Did you actually take calculus in school?
No.
I didn't either.
No.
I took it my freshman year, and that was the last time I took it.
Yeah, my daughter taught freshman calculus, and I said, explain to me what it is. And she did that, what was the movie, where the kid, Matt Damon, could do problems.
He was the math whiz. He was a janitor and he was a math whiz.
Yeah.
Goodwill Hunting.
There we
Goodwill
go.
Hunting.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, she did a program, a thing like that. And I said, what does that add up to? She said, that creates rocket fuel.
Really?
I don't understand
Wow.
that. So, yeah.
It just looks like numbers to me.
You know, this is a good time to bring up your foundation. As long as we're talking about school and books and all that. So tell people what you got going.
Well, what I have going on is Bruton's books, and it's geared towards making a difference educationally. You know, you hear about a lot of football camps out there, a lot of foundations that is based on athletic ability or giving kids chance to go out there and play football with NFL stars. With my foundation, it gives you a chance to see how we actually are as players on an individual level, on a personal level where we can teach you. We'll bring books. We'll provide tutors, provide school supplies. We're just trying to tackle this epidemic of childhood literacy that's been going around and that's plaguing Colorado, where there's about 17,000 kids just within Colorado who can't read at a third grade level.
Wow.
And we're trying to eliminate that and have everybody be able to read on a grade level.
Well,
So
you've
how
been
do-
doing
how-
it for a while. Are you seeing results? Is there
Well,
any hard facts?
We just started April 15th. Just opened it April 15th, and we've had a fundraiser with a draft party, and I went and visited a couple schools yesterday, Crawford Elementary and Kenton Elementary, and we just ordered a whole bunch of books last night to give out to these schools, along with Columbine and Greenlee Elementary, to give to these third graders 2 books so they can take them and have them over the summer and not suffer from that brain drain. And I feel like the summer should be brain gain. You want to come in the next school year with a stronger reading ability, capability.
Running start. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do people find out more about it?
Well, you can go to brutonsbooks.org, and you can find out, see our mission statement, see how to donate, see how to get involved. You also can go to Amazon.com and look up the wish list Bruton's Books, and there's a list of so many books, whether it's in English, in Spanish, and Vietnamese, because we have a huge demographic here in Denver, Colorado. So I feel like we have to be able to touch all types of language bases.
I told a teacher that I had dinner with the people from Papa John's in Phoenix the other night. She's a teacher, and she said, "What would you recommend for me?" And I said, "Guys really don't want to read books. But if you give them a sports book or something that's got action in it or action figures or something," I said, "first of all, you have to get them interested in a subject matter, and then they'll read and they'll find that that's kind of." Are you finding the same thing? You're still in your infancy with this, but that your list of books includes books that you think young guys would be interested in?
The books that we choose for the kids, they've all been handpicked by the teachers. So these are teachers' wish list books that they've seen that their kids love to read, or they want more of, or they don't have in their library or in their classroom for that matter. So these books that are on the list are actually handpicked by the teachers. And then, as far as, you do have to find something that you like to read. Me, I can't read a love story, soapbox type book.
That is Harlequin stuff,
I can't do it.
50 Shades of Grey was not atop your wish list?
No, I cannot read 50 Shades of Grey. Cannot do it.
I wouldn't even see the movie.
I tried. Oh, I did see the movie Saturday. I did.
Man.
I did.
Because somebody made you go, right?
Exactly. Yes.
You did pick that out. So when you go around and talk to schools, and they'll ask you a question. I'm going to ask the same question. So, are you going to win the Super Bowl this year? Are you ready to declare? Terrence Knighton's gone. Are you ready to declare that the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl this year? Win a championship?
I am going to say we are going to give our best effort day in and day out to reach that ultimate goal.
That's not good enough.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to step, because you see what happened. You made that promise, and I'm pretty sure we didn't make it.
They ask you in a different form, is this the best Denver Broncos team you've played on in 7 years?
Tell them I can't tell you. I'll see.
Oh man!
Hey, I'm a politician. I know how to beat around the question.
Yeah. And plus, if you look at the T-shirt he's wearing, it says "primitive." But we should get some shots. He's got some great. Those are great Nikes. Right? We're giving Nike a plug. Like Nike needs a plug, but I like that color. That color is great. With the kind of.
He's got good taste in shoes. He's got good taste in restaurants too. I saw him at Shanahan's the other night. We ran into each other.
Yeah, in the blizzard.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Did the valet clean off your car before they brought it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what'd you tip him?
I tipped them $10.
See, that's what we're talking about. I said I have to tip higher because he tipped so low.
I gave him 10 too. I gave him 10. Hey, David Bruton's appearance here sponsored by Davidson's Liquors. Fans of the Sports Show can get $10 off any online order of $50 or more at davidsonsdenver.com. You have to use the promo code SportsShow10. Sports Show, then the number 10. The offer is good for online orders only, but they'll deliver to you, or you can pick up at the store. And if you want to do that, go to davidsonsdenver.com to put in your order. Remember to use the coupon code SPORTSSHOW 10.
If I tweet you and say, "Are you going to win the Super Bowl?"
So I can respond back. D_Brute30.
D_Bruton 30.
Brute. B-R-U-T 30.
Oh, B-R-U-T.
Yes.
Yes.
It's, you know
Like
what
the
it's named
cologne.
for? Yeah, I was going to say,
like-
it's my
like
favorite
the
cologne when
yep.
I was growing up, Brute. Not only that name, Brute, yeah. We need to work on that. That's Brute because it's Brute, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming by. Gabe.
Appreciate it.
You want a brownie
Always.
before you leave?
Yeah, of course.
Take a brownie.
I'll take a brownie.
Or
Yeah.
all of them.
don't
keep him
don't
out
tempt
of
me with a good time now.
Why don't you eat pork?
Huh?
Why don't you eat pork?
Well, my mom gave it up because of high blood pressure a few years ago, and I gave it up with her.
Okay.
Well, that's great.
Just in
for you.
support of her.
Yeah.
Nice.
How is your mom? Did you communicate with her on Mom's Day?
Of course, yes, I did, and we spoke for a while, and just letting her know that I appreciate her and love her, and that's my twin. Like me and her look dead on.
Really?
Yeah. If I take off my facial hair, we're exactly alike.
I was
She wear a
gonna say,
baseball cap backwards all the time?
No, she does wear one forward though.
Yeah? Cool.
It's always great to see you.
David, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see
Have
you
a
out at
great
practice.
season.
All right, sounds good.
And
I'm not going to
David
shake your
Bruton
hand. I have a
Jr.
cold.
I appreciate it.
Tweet him and say, "Are you going to win the Super Bowl this year?"
D_Brute 30.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.